Thousands of people in Los Angeles, California, are living in battered Winnebagos and motor homes as residences to avoid living on the street. These recreational vehicles serve as a cheaper options for those with lower incomes as the housing market continues to skyrocket year after year. The 2017 Greater Los Angeles Homeless Count recorded 4,545 campers and RVs in LA that could serve as makeshift homes, according to the Los Angeles Times. The newspaper investigated these areas to discover the hidden homeless that are living inside these impoverished communities. Luis Cinco, a Los Angeles Times reporter, visited several motorhome encampments to better understand the people who live inside these unconventional homes. The first couple he met was Sharon Manley and Craig Goins, who call each other the odd pair. While Manley is 77 years old and looks like a friendly grandmother, Goins is 58 years old and could have stepped straight out of a rock concert. They live together in a camper parked outside a chocolate factory in Gardena, the south region of Los Angeles. Manley told Cinco she came to LA in the late 1970s from Iowa with her two teenage sons after she got divorced from her then-husband. Her two sons have since died, one from a fatal confrontation with the police and the other fighting a covert war in Central America. She worked as a sales clerk and maid while Goins was a skateboarder who graduated from high school in Torrance, California, in 1978. Manley and Goins met and became involved romantically in the late 1990s. Since they have lived in multiple motorhomes over the last 15 years but have never been married. Cinco reported that Manley has no income, health insurance, or money coming from Social Security. She said police have barred her from retrieving her driver's license and other identification. The odd pair's last motorhome was impounded because of expired tags. Goins receives general relief assistance, which includes $200 in food stamps and $200 in cash per month. He used to work as a mechanic and uses those skills to repair and sell bikes from others living on the street. "Sometimes I feel like we're worse than the homeless," Goins said to the Los Angeles Times. "This is not a recreational vehicle," he said. "This is our home. For this, we're not accepted by society. We are castaways." He explained that these days there are too many people living in these type of communities, which causes them to be typecast by society and the police. Manley said she would like to have an apartment or a small home, but she is unable to achieve this with how fast rent prices continue to go up. Another person living in these communities is Cliff Allen, 67, from Nashville, Tennessee. He is blind in one eye from a childhood accident and moved to LA in 1985. Allen met a real estate agent in the 1990s who gave him a job fixing up housing units before they were sold. Allen was then allowed to stay in vacant homes and apartments until they were sold. Or he would park his white camper on construction sites. That was until the real estate agent died and Allen's ability to make money slowly disappeared. Allen began parking his camper in Manchester Square where other homeless people were moving in. He now collects $1,000 from Social Security benefits and was able to move into an apartment after securing Section 8 housing. Alan sold his 22-foot camper to a friend after he was able to secure his one-bedroom apartment that has a public park across the street. "Jesus is always looking out for Old Cliff," he said. Diamond Haynes, who is in her late 30s, moved from Inland Empire to South La. She admitted to Cinco that she was faced with hardship after she became addicted to crystal meth, her apartment burned down, and she lost her 7 children to the foster care system. Haynes' trailer was impounded shortly after she talked with Cinco. She has since disappeared onto the streets of La. But some say she might be in drug rehab. David Sweeney, 51, lives under the underpass on the way to Los Angeles International Airport. He is a Marine Corps veteran who served during the Gulf War. The 51-year-old arrived in La. 17 years ago and found random jobs such as working as an electrician. Sweeney once lived in a home with his girlfriend and another couple. But he was eventually left on his own with the house and it became too expensive to pay the rent. "The rent was outrageous," he said. "I became a slave to paying it." He bought a 28-foot motorhome in 2015 and has been living in it since, moving to different locations before settling in Manchester Square. The final person Cinco spoke with was Dee Timmons, 37, who was raised relatively middle class before her life was changed. Both of her divorced parents lost their homes during the recession of 2008. She was left to fend for herself. Timmons bought a 36-foot motorhome 2 years ago and has been living in it since in areas of South La. She has 3 children, all of which live with different family members. The 37-year-old currently does not have a job after working as a sales clerk, security guard and maid. But she refuses to apply for government assistance and relies occasionally on relatives sending her money. "Why do you think people who live like this are sad? This ain't sad. I do all right.